Welcome, Rich, to the Digital Scene Show here at Collision Expo.
Thank you.
And you are with Zeiss?
I'm with Zeiss, yes.
So for those that don't know what Zeiss is, maybe you can explain.
Well, Zeiss is first and foremost a lens company. We have been in business since 1846, initially making microscopes and then introducing camera lenses in the late 1890s. We've been doing both still photo and cine lenses for over 100 years now.
Okay.
We've partnered with some of the most famous still and video companies and cine cameras companies in the world, including Arri, Sony, Hasselblad, Rollei.
You were the default lens for most Sony camcorders, weren't you?
Yeah, exactly, both video and still cameras.
So let's talk about people, independent filmmakers. They have, let's say, an HVX200 or like a Sony EX1. Mm-hmm. You know, it's a prosumer kind of camera, right? But they want to take it to the next level, right? They want to give that film look, and 24p is not all just film, right? Mm-hmm. It's the lens, really, a lot of it.
Yeah.
So what one lens would you recommend if, let's say, you can't afford a whole bunch of lenses? Yeah. Can you give us some recommendations as to?
I think it's one of the reasons we're here. To a prosumer or professional level camcorder with a fixed lens, the solution has been to put on a depth of field adapter from a company like Red Rock.
Right.
So when we introduced our Nikon mount lenses in early 2007, one of the first applications for these lenses, in addition to still photography, had been for video applications. The standard mount for these adapters had been the F mount because it was in the public domain and because it had a mechanical aperture. We now have 9 different manual focus prime Nikon mount lenses, and it's become a significant part of my business is selling these lenses for these depth of field adapters that are used on these prosumer camcorders. And
what does a lens like that cost, let's say?
A lot depends on the focal length. So we're the 50mm 1.4 starts at $550 list price.
Okay.
And our most expensive lens is the 100 macro or the 21mm, and they sell for just over $1,400 list price.
I see. It's still accessible if you're a serious shooter.
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. And what trends do you see? I mean, when is the lens for the iPhone coming out?
I'm sorry, for?
The lens for the iPhone coming out. I mean, you know, many people laughed about, you know, 5 years ago that a photography camera would never shoot film. Now we got the 5D shooting, you know.
Exactly.
Film that's projected on 60 inches. So, I mean, all kidding aside, and I've been asking a lot of these people here about the iPhone, but really that seems like the next big thing there.
Yeah, I mean, one of our partners is Nokia. So we have an exclusive arrangement with Nokia where we design lenses for their camera phones.
Okay.
And they just introduced an 8-megapixel phone with great still photo and video capabilities.
Sure.
Autofocus, built-in flash. It's really remarkable where these cameras are going.
Right.
I mean, they have built-in panorama features and actually a lot of the kind of the features that the digital point-and-shoot cameras have are now being built into these camera phones.
Sure.
And I think we're moving towards that one appliance.
Right.
And I think these camera phones will displace the low end of the digital still camera market.
I have the little Flip HD Ultra. I don't know if you're familiar with the Flip cameras.
Yes.
HD, you know, 720. I think it's 720p, and it looks great. You know, I mean, and I could see putting a little lens in front of it and make it. You know, it's $170.
Right.
So it definitely seems that that's the wave of the future, right?
Yeah, it really is. I actually got one for my son for Christmas, and he takes it snowboarding.
Right.
And it's easy to carry.
I know some people use it as B-roll.
Yeah.
You know, for like 10, 20 seconds.
Yeah.
It's a great. So, so anything interesting that you can share with us that's maybe coming out soon, or give us hints?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, so we have 9 different lenses out for Nikon, and in December of 2008 we introduced 2 lenses for the Canon mount.
Sure.
So these are standard EF mount. They have a CPU built into it, so they interface directly with the Canon camera. Electronic aperture control, all of the program exposure modes work. And I think the one thing that sets our lenses apart from some of the other still photo lenses on the market is that all of our lenses are prime lenses and all manual focus.
Okay.
And we're the last company making lenses of this type that have long focus rotations, 9-blade apertures, and are ideally suited for not just still photography, but also for video applications. And so in addition to the long rotations and the nice focus resistance, the breathing characteristics of these lenses are very similar to our ultra prime lenses that we do for the PL mount. So we actually have taken the lens optics out of the Nikon matte lenses and put them into new cine barrels, and we have a new line of entry-level PL matte lenses called compact primes that we're targeting to the red owners. So I think that for customers using our still photo, either Nikon or Canon matte lenses, either with depth of field adapters or on the 5D Mark II for high-def video, the lens behaves well not just ergonomically, but the quality characteristics are also are quite nice, and the breathing is very well controlled.
And it's really important to understand that it doesn't matter how great a chip you have or camera you have if you don't have a good lens in front of it. Right?
Exactly. You know, camera bodies come and go.
Right.
They're constantly.
Oh, and people do that too. People upgrade their camera bodies constantly and keep their lenses.
Exactly.
I do that with my photography.
Right.
Yep. All right, Rich, if people want to find out more information about Zeiss, where do they go?
Zeiss.com/photo.
Fantastic. Good to meet you.
Good. Likewise. Thanks.